Good morning, children. This is Rajeshwar Rao, math faculty. So, uh, today we'll discuss the next topic of the polynomial. So, yesterday we have seen the polynomials graph, how to draw the graph of a quadratic polynomial. That is very important question for 4 marks in your public exams. So, that's why. So, today we'll continue that one more graph. After that, we can see the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Zeros and coefficients. So now, yesterday I said there are 3 cases are there for any quadratic polynomial graph. What are those 3 cases? Graph will intersect the x-axis in 2 different points. Graph will touches the x-axis at 1 point, and graph never touches the x-axis. There are only 3 cases. When I explained yesterday, for any quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, so shape of a polynomial is that one, that is upward parabola, and sometimes we'll get downward parabola. Yesterday we have seen the upward parabola of graph. Now today I will explain one more example for downward parabola. Downward parabola. So let us take the example for downward parabola. So now I am taking the example of 3 minus 2x minus x square. So this is the polynomial they give here y. So 3 minus 2x minus x square equal to y. Y is nothing but a polynomial. So now I am taking p of x equal to 3 minus 2x minus x square. Yesterday we have discussed what are the precautions to take when we have to draw the graph of a polynomial. So now 3 minus 2x minus x square. So table we have to draw. Next, result and justification. So result is nothing but where the graph touches the x-axis. So and justification is factorization. Now 3 minus 2x minus x square. So first in your rough page, identify the zeros of this polynomial. So 3 minus 2x minus x square. So now already I explained the factorization, how to do the factorization. How to do that factorization? Coefficient of x square and constant term minus 3 and minus 2. So now what are the numbers to multiply to get minus 3? So what are the numbers we have to take to get multiply to get minus 3? So 3, 1 I am taking. Factors for 3 are 3 and 1. To get minus 2, definitely we need to take minus 3 here. Then we'll get minus 2. So the factors are minus 3 and 1. So now if you simplify this one, 3 minus 3x plus 1x minus 1x square. So what I said yesterday, from these two terms take one value common. What is that? 3. If you take 3 common, 1 minus x will come, and write as it is whatever there in that bracket, write as it is that value 1 minus x. So these two terms are completed. We need to simplify the third term. So how to get the third term? What number we have to multiply with 1 to get the third term? So if you multiply with 1, definitely we'll get third term, sorry, x, then we'll get third term. X into 1 is 1x, minus into plus minus, x into x, x square. So here two terms are there. From these two terms I'm taking common 1 minus x. If you take 1 minus x common, 3 plus x. 3 plus x. Therefore the zeros are x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 3. This one you can do in your rough page, okay, to find the zeros of the polynomial. So the zeros are 1 comma minus 3. Already I said if the different zeros are there, you can take after that one value, you can take before that one minus 3 one more value. So when we are drawing the table, so total 6 columns I said yesterday. So in that first column leave for x values. Now 3, minus 2x and minus x square, and next one is for y, and next one is for x comma y point. So these are the 1 2 3 4 5 6 columns. Now what are the values? We have to take this only, we are having the doubt. Already explained how to take the values in the previous session. Now 1 and minus 3. 1 and minus 3 means in between these two values we can take all, and after that 1 we have to take one value, that is 2. Before that minus 3, one more value we have to take, that is minus 4. So minus 4 onwards you can start. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 came here, and 2 also we have to write. 2 also we have to write. So actually these are the zeros. What I wrote here, before one more value, after one more value we are taking. After one more value, before one more value. So what I said yesterday, if there is a constant value, you can write as it is a constant value. No need to change in that row. So minus 2x. X value is minus 4. Minus 2 into minus 4, that is plus 8. Simplification is very, very important, and do carefully. If you do a mistake in the simplification, your graph will become wrong. Automatically value will become changed. So minus 4 into minus 2, minus 8. That is plus 8. Minus into minus plus, 2 3s are 6. Minus into minus plus, 2 2s are 4. Minus into minus plus, 2 1s are 2. 0, minus 2, minus 4. When you go for this one, this is minus, already minus is here. Minus 4 whole square is 16. This is minus 16. This is minus 16. Then now minus 3. Already minus is there. Minus 3 whole square is 9. Minus 2 is there. Minus 2 whole square is 4. Already this negative value I am writing here. So minus, don't multiply minus into minus. Okay. Because of it here negative sign is there. X means this values I am taking. Negative whole square means always that will be positive. Now for 1, then minus 1, 0. Now coming to this one, minus 1. Now minus 4. Now do the simplification. So only these three values we have to simplify, because of this is the polynomial only. These are the x values. So 3 plus 8, 11. 11 minus 16. 11 minus 16, that is minus 5. Minus 5. Next, 3 plus 6, 9 minus 9, 0. Because of that minus 3 is the 0 of the polynomial, that value of the polynomial is also 0. Next, 3 plus 4, 7. 7 minus 4, 3. 3 plus 2, 5 minus 1, 4. 3. So 3 minus 2, 1 minus 1, 0. This is also 0 of the polynomial. That's the value of the polynomial is 0. 3 minus 4, minus 1. Minus 1 minus 4, minus 5. Minus 5. So these are the values. Now, so x comma y points, minus 4 comma minus 5. Minus 4 comma minus 5. Next, 3 comma minus 3 comma 0. Next, minus 2 comma 3. Next, minus 1 comma 4. 0 comma 3. 1 comma 0. 2 comma minus 5. 2 comma minus 5. These are the values we got from the table. So there is no sufficient space, that's why I am erasing the table. Just I note down these points only here. I will mark the points in the graph. Say carefully, and I hope you understand the table, I think. So the values I am marking here: minus 4 comma 5, minus 5, minus 3 comma 0, and minus 2 comma 3, minus 1 comma 4, 0 comma 3, 1 comma 0, 2 comma minus 5. So now to draw a graph, we need to take the precautions. Those are, so when you are drawing the graph, first you have to take x-axis and y axis. X, x dash, capital letters these only, and y, y dash, origin. Okay, see the x values. X values minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So on the positive x axis up to 1, 2 only, but I am writing up to 4. But negative values we need to take up to minus 4. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 also I am writing here. So now x dash, this is minus 5. On the y axis, see the values, minus 5, 0, 3, 4, 0, 3, 0, minus 5. So up to minus 5 we have to write minus 1, negative y axis minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so scale you can write. On x axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. On y axis 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. 1 unit only I am taking here. Okay, in your graph paper, in every graph paper, this is the distance between from this line to this line is 1 centimeter. That 1 centimeter I am taking 1 unit. So now plot the points. So minus 4 comma minus 5, minus 4, and this is minus 5 here. Note down the point also. Okay, next minus 3 comma 0 here, minus 3 comma 0. Next minus 2 comma 3, minus 2 comma 3 here. Next minus 1 comma 4, minus 1 comma 4. Next 0 comma 3, 0 comma 3. Next 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0. 2 comma minus 5 till here, 2 comma minus 5. We have to join with a freehand diagram. Freehand diagram means without using the scale, just join the graph. If you join the graph, the shape of the graph is you have to extend the graph both sides. So identify the shape of the parabola. This is also parabola. Shape of the parabola is downward parabola. Downward parabola. It depends upon x square coefficient. Here the x square coefficient is negative. That's why the graph is downward parabola. And the result and justification also you can write. The result is the graph of parabola intersects the x-axis at minus 3 and 1. That is the result. And justification already I explained here before, that factorization method you can explain. Okay, are you clear about this graph of a quadratic polynomial? Very, very important for 4 marks. Okay, now we'll go for next topic, that is relation between zeros and coefficients. Relation between zeros and coefficients. So all of you know about a quadratic polynomial. Let us take the example of quadratic polynomial. I am taking example of quadratic polynomial. General form of quadratic polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square plus bx plus c. For this quadratic polynomial, how many zeros will come? The highest degree of the polynomial is 2. That's why 2 zeros will come. Let the zeros I am taking, let the zeros are alpha comma beta, alpha comma beta. Then ax square plus bx plus c equal to, if 2 zeros are there, then according to factor theorem, then x minus alpha is one of the factor and x minus beta is also one of the factor. There is no number multiplying, one is multiplying here. That constant I am taking as k. Constant I am taking as k. Then ax square plus bx plus c equal to k into, multiply these two, x square minus x into x square minus x into beta minus x into alpha minus into minus plus alpha into beta. So ax square plus bx plus c equal to k into x square. From these two terms take minus x as common. Then from these two terms minus x as common means beta plus alpha, that is nothing but alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to kx square minus kx into alpha plus beta plus k alpha beta. K alpha beta. Now when you compare these two expressions, x square term is here, x term is here, and constant term is here. Okay, when you compare x square terms, then a equal to k. That means in the place of k we can write a. When in the place of b we can write b equal to minus k into alpha plus beta. Comparison means x square terms, x square and x square comparison, then except that x square values, remaining values we have to equal, and here x term, x value I am removing, remaining values I am equating. So b equal to minus k into alpha plus beta. Similarly constant term, c equal to k into alpha beta, Coming to this equation, then this one, alpha plus beta equal to minus b by k. Here it is multiplying, when it will come this side divide. So alpha plus beta equal to minus b by k value already here, a we got. Similarly coming to this one, alpha into beta equal to c by k. Alpha into beta equal to c by a. Why? Because a value, k value already here, k. A. So alpha and beta are the zeros I am taking here. That's why sum of the zeros equal to minus b by a. Product of the zeros equal to c by a. Sum of the zeros alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. Minus b value from this equation, from this expression, what is b? X coefficient. Sometimes we can write alpha plus beta equal to minus x coefficient by minus x coefficient by a, x square coefficient. Both are same, minus b by a sometimes we can call, and sometimes minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. Similarly alpha into beta equal to c is a constant by a is x square coefficient. So we can conclude that alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a, and alpha into beta equal to c by a. Alpha plus beta equal to minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, and alpha into beta equal to constant by x square coefficient. So clear about the concept. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a, and product of the zeros is c by a. Those two are the formulas for quadratic polynomial. Minus b by a and alpha into beta equal to c by a. In our questions they will ask, if two zeros are given, how to find the quadratic polynomial? This is the required quadratic polynomial. When two zeros are given, if alpha beta are the zeros are the required quadratic polynomial, then the quadratic polynomial is k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. Okay. Sometimes they will give sum of the zeros directly and the product of the zeros directly. Then we need to find the quadratic polynomial. So we have to find the quadratic polynomial when they give the zeros. When they give the quadratic polynomial, we have to find the zeros. When zeros are given, find the quadratic polynomial. When quadratic polynomial is given, find the zeros. Okay, there are only two methods in this third exercise. In this third exercise. So now if you go through that cubic polynomial, what about that cubic polynomial? When you take the cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, this is the cubic polynomial. For this cubic polynomial also the same method we can apply. Let the zeros are alpha, beta and gamma. Alpha, beta and gamma. So then the three zeros are x minus alpha, x minus beta, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to k into x minus alpha according to factor theorem. Already we have learned this factor theorem in 9th class. X minus beta and x minus gamma. When you multiply and comparing the coefficients, finally you will get sum of the zeros alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to minus b by a, minus b by a. And the next one is sum of the product of any two zeros. Remember one thing, remember once again, sum of the product of any two zeros. Sum means I'm taking here 2. Product of any two zeros. First I'm taking alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha. That is C by A. That is C by A. If you do the simplification, what we have done in the previous case, then you will get the same way. Then you will get the same answers. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha equal to C by A. And finally, product of the zeros. Alpha beta gamma equal to minus D by A. These are very, very important. This is for quadratic polynomial. And this is for cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. In this cubic polynomial also, sometimes in the questions they will give 3 zeros and verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. So zeros and coefficients. So zeros are alpha and beta, coefficients are b and a. Zeros are alpha and beta, coefficients are c and a. When you verify the relationship between these two, that means LHS equal to RHS, then you are verified the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Coefficients means coefficients of given quadratic polynomial or cubic polynomial. Here also these are the zeros and these are the coefficients. Coefficients from the cubic polynomial. B is the coefficient of x square, A is the coefficient of x cube, and C is the coefficient of x, and D is the constant term. D is the constant term. So I think I hope you understand about the relationship between zeros and coefficients of quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial. These two are the very, very important in this exercise. So if you remember these two formulas, then you can do the solution. Sometimes if you forget the formula minus b by a, c by a, then you can do the simplification. I showed the proof also. Okay. Now we'll do some exercise questions based on this relationship between two zeros and coefficients. Now here two methods are there. Okay, in the first method they will give, see the question, find the quadratic polynomial when the given numbers are, already these are there in your textbook, no problem. So I think I will give the textbook example. I'm explaining the textbook examples only. So given two numbers are sum of zeros and product of zeros respectively. So when they give this type of questions, you have to read the questions carefully. Because of that, when they give sum of the zeros are zeros, sum of the zeros and product of the zeros are only zeros, we have to identify. When they give sum of the zeros and product of the zeros, this is one of the method. Sometimes they will give only zeros, that is another method. That is another method. When they give sum of the zeros and product of the zeros is, then in this case, first question I am explaining, that is minus 1 by 4 and minus 1. This is textbook question only, 1 by 4 and minus 1. So without reading the question, some of the children are doing all 1 by 4 and minus 1 they observed. First one they are taking alpha, second one they are taking minus beta. So that will become wrong. That will become wrong. Why? Because they gave here, identify this one. What they give? Given numbers are, these two numbers are, one is sum of the zeros and another is product of zeros. Another is product of the zeros. So see the solution. How to do the solution? Let the alpha comma beta are the zeros of required polynomial, then k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. Alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. This is the required polynomial when they give alpha beta are the zeros. In that question, what they give? First value is sum of the zeros and second value is product of the zeros. Directly they give from the question alpha plus beta equal to 1 by 4. We cannot take alpha is 1 by 4 and beta is minus 1. Remember that one. That is second method. Only two methods are there. So, and alpha into beta equal to minus 1. Alpha into beta equal to minus 1. So, substitute alpha plus beta value here and alpha into beta value here. Then, the required polynomial is k into x square minus x into sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta. What is the value? 1 by 4 plus alpha into beta, product of the zeros, minus 1. So k into x square minus x by 4 minus into plus minus 1. Here the denominator is 4. When the denominator is there, then we can take the k value or any constant. Any constant. Now I am taking the k value. Whatever the denominator is there, that value you can take, then you can remove the denominator. So when you multiply with 4, that means I am taking, put k value equal to 4. Why? Because why I am putting here k value is 4. The required polynomial is not in the form of a fraction. That is ax square plus bx plus c only. We have to remove this 4. To remove this 4, some constant we are multiplying. That constant what we are taking, put x equal to, put k equal to 4. When you multiply with 4, 4x square minus 4x by 4 minus 4. 4 gets cancelled. Therefore, the required polynomial is 4x square minus x minus 4. So find the quadratic polynomial when the given numbers are sum of the zeros and product of the zeros respectively. This is one of the model for 2 marks question. You have to give the full explanation. Then only there is no chance to reduce the marks. Okay, understand? Now, if you take the another example, root values I will explain. Root 2 and 1 by 3. Root 2 and 1 by 3. In the place of alpha plus beta, root 2 and 1 by 3. What we have to do when they give root? Very easy. There is no difficulty in that. So you have to identify only sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros. Given, okay, let alpha comma beta are zeros of a required quadratic polynomial. that is k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. From the question they gave this is alpha plus beta value respectively. They give respectively means first value related with sum of the zeros and second value related with product of the zeros. Irrespective means we can take any value or alpha plus beta, any value for alpha into beta. So k into x square minus x into sum of the zeros root 2, product of the zeros 1 by 3. So k into x square minus root 2x plus 1 by 3. So in this quadratic polynomial, the denominator is 3. But our general form of quadratic polynomial not in the form of a fraction. That's why put k value equal to 3. Here whatever the denominator is there, that same value you can write here. If sometimes you will get two denominators, then I will explain in the next model, that is how to do that one. So k equal to 3. Then 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 3 gets cancelled. That means 1 into 3 by 3, 3 gets cancelled. 1 it will become. This is the required quadratic polynomial. Understand? So the last one is two fractions they give. How to do? How to take the k value? How to take the k value? Now I am explaining the last example with this model. So from the textbook only the question is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Sorry, 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. 1 by 4 and 1 by 3, or minus 1 by 4, 1 by 3. Any value you can take. I think I did not remember the textbook values. Just I am taking 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. So let alpha plus alpha comma beta are the zeros of the polynomials. Similarly, in the same way we can take alpha comma beta are the zeros of the zeros of required quadratic polynomial. Then required polynomial is what? K into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. Then substitute, this is alpha plus beta value, this is alpha into beta value. K into x square minus x into 1 by 4 plus alpha into beta is 1 by 3. So now k into x square minus x by 4 plus 1 by 3. Here two denominators are there. In the previous question only one denominator is there, that number only I said to take here. Okay, when two denominators are there, then you can take the LCM for those two values. What is the LCM for those two values? 4 3s are 12. 4 3s are 12 you can take. Then put k value equal to 12. Then 12x square minus, multiply here, put k value equal to 12 and multiplying 12x square minus 12x by 4 plus 12 by 3 plus 12 by 3. So 12x square minus 4 1s are 4 3s are 3x plus 3 4s are 4. This is the required quadratic polynomial when they give sum of the zeros is 1 by 3 and product of the zeros is sum of the zeros is 1 by 4 and product of the zeros is 1 by 3. This is one of the important model for 2 marks question, or maybe they will give in 1 mark question also. So and another model is find the quadratic polynomial when the given numbers are zeros only, not sum of the zeros and product of the zeros, only zeros. Same formula we can apply, but we have to substitute first value alpha and second value beta. That is second question, second model question. So here only question will change. If you identify the question here, what they give, sum of the zeros and product of the zeros are only zeros they give. If you identify, definitely you will do the solution without any mistake. So many students are doing the mistake only. So many papers, from that papers they are, if they gave two values means they are taking simply one is alpha and another one is beta. One is alpha, another one is beta. That is wrong. First you have to identify the question. Now when the given numbers are zeros of and the zeros, no need to take respectively. Anyone you can take alpha and anyone you can take beta. So now see this question, this type of question. So when they give 4 minus 3, 4 minus 3. So now let alpha, beta or the same statement you have, what we have to write in the previous session, same statement, previous question, same statement we have to write, let alpha comma beta are the zeros of a required polynomial. Then the required polynomial is k into x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta. Alpha into beta. So now, so k into, they gave here, this is alpha and this is beta. Alpha equal to 4 and beta equal to minus 3. Then substitute here k into x square minus x into sum of the zeros, 4 plus minus 3, that is minus 3, plus 4 into minus 3, that is minus 12. Now I am multiplying here alpha into beta. So k into x square minus x plus into minus 12. So here put k equal to 1 now. Because of that there is no denominator. That's why put k equal to 1. Then x square minus x minus 12 is the required polynomial. Hope you understand how to find the quadratic polynomial when they give zeros and when they give sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. So no need to take more examples for that. Go for relationship. How to find the relationship between zeros and coefficients. So in your question, this is the third model, final model. This is in your question, if they will give x square plus 7x plus 12, x square plus 7x plus 12, and the zeros are given quadratic polynomial. This is find the zeros and verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. How to find the zeros? By factorization method only. By factorization method. Sometimes they will give the zeros, sometimes they will not give the zeros. If they will not give the zeros, we have to find the zeros by using factorization method. So x square plus, so what I said, constant term and x square coefficient 12, and middle term coefficient x coefficient is 7. So 4 3 we can take, 4 3 is 12, 4 plus 3 is 7, 4x plus 3x plus 12. These two values only I am writing. Take x common, x plus 4 and x plus 4 here, plus 3 common, x plus 4 if you take common, x plus 3. Therefore the zeros are, to find the zero, this value we have to make it 0. X equal to minus 4 and x plus 3 equal to 0, x equal to minus 3. So therefore let alpha equal to minus 4 and beta equal to minus 3. Alpha equal to minus 4 and beta equal to minus 3. Two zeros we are taking. Two zeros we are taking. One is alpha and one is beta. We have to identify the relationship. Already I explained what is the relationship between zeros and coefficients. So coefficients of given a polynomial. So that is a equal to x square coefficient 1 and b equal to x coefficient 7 and c equal to constant term 12. So already we know the alpha plus beta value, that is minus b by a. Alpha plus beta, what is alpha? Minus 4 plus beta minus 3, that equal to minus b by a 1. So minus 4 plus into minus 3, that equal to minus 7. Minus 7 equal to minus 7. verified. So these are the zeros and these are the coefficients. Verified. Verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Similarly, alpha into beta also we have to verify. Alpha into beta, that is C by A. These two formulas already explained how we got from the quadratic polynomial. Okay. Now alpha into beta. What is alpha value? Minus 4. Minus 4 into beta value, that is minus 3. That equal to C 12 by A 1. So minus into minus plus 4 3s are 12. 12 by 1 is 12. Therefore verified. Clear? So when they give given quadratic polynomial, sometimes they will give the zeros, sometimes they will not give the zeros. If they will not give the zeros, we have to find the zeros. Let us take one of the zero is alpha, another value, another zero is beta, and identify the relationship. Very easy question. Easily will get the marks for from 1 mark or 2 marks questions. Okay. Now coming through same model when they give cubic polynomial. When they give cubic polynomial. So when they give cubic polynomial, we are having question in our textbook. One of the question is there. So 3 zeros they will give. 3 zeros they will give, and we have to. They will give the quadratic cubic polynomial. Verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Sometimes they will not give how to find the zeros of cubic polynomial. Already we have learned in 9th class. So by taking the x equal to 1, x equal to minus 1, by substituting the value, if it is a factor, then factorization method, do the division, then we'll get the quotient as a quadratic equation, quadratic expression. From that, do the factorization method, we'll get 2 factors, the total 3 factors will get. That is the method already we have learned in 9th class. So sometimes they will not give 3 zeros of cubic polynomial. If they will give, no problem. If they will not give, then what we have to do? We have to do by in 9th class method. So in our textbook there is only one question, that is once I will write the question on the board, that is so fourth question exercise, last question, fourth question, that is verify that 1 minus 1 minus 3 are the zeros of the cubic polynomial. We have to verify 1 minus 1 3, 1 minus 1 minus 3 are the zeros of cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. They give cubic polynomial also, x cube plus 3x square minus 3x minus 3x minus x minus 3, x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3, and check the relationship between zeros and coefficients. And they are asking check the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Already explained how to take the zeros and coefficients. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a, and sum of the product of any two zeros is c by a. Product of the zeros is minus d by a. By using those two formulas, by using those three values, we can verify. Already they gave here 3 zeros of this cubic polynomial. Sometimes they will not give. If they give 3 zeros, then we can write directly, no problem. That is, see here, very easy question. Given that a cubic polynomial is p of x equal to x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3, x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3. So one of the 0 is 1, another 0 is minus 1, another 0 is minus 3. So if you take the general form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. When you compare these two expressions, then definitely you will get a value equal to 1 and b value equal to 3, c value equal to minus 1. children are doing the common mistake here. They will not take the negative sign. C value means they are taking directly 1, but that is not correct. C value minus 1 and D value is minus 3. Minus 3. So now they gave already these are the zeros. When it is verify also we have to do. Then if it is a 0 of this polynomial, then if you substitute in this polynomial, we will get definitely 0. Then only this is the 0 of the polynomial. The value of the polynomial is 0, then it is the 0. So now P of 1 I am substituting. 1 cube plus 3 into 1 square minus 1 minus 3. 1 plus 3 minus 1 minus 3. Plus 3 minus 3 cancel, plus 1 minus 1 cancel, 0. So first 0 is verified and second 0 minus 1. Minus 1 whole cube minus 1. Minus 1 whole square 3. Minus of minus plus 1 minus 3. So plus 3 minus 3 plus 1 minus 1 both cancel. This is also 0. Similarly, P of minus 3. Minus 3 whole cube is minus 27 plus 3 into plus 27 will get 3 into minus 3 whole square is 9. 9 3 is 27. Next, minus of minus 3 plus 3, final value is minus 3. Minus 3 cancel. Minus 3 plus 3 minus 27 plus 27 get cancelled, 0. Verified, these three are the zeros. Then now finally we know the relationship between alpha. Now we are taking let alpha equal to 1, beta equal to minus 1 and gamma equal to minus 3. Now alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to, already we know that minus b by a. 1 minus 1 minus 3 we have to write here. 1 plus minus 1 plus minus 3 equal to minus b value 3 by a. So 1 minus 1 minus 3. 1 minus 1 cancel. A means 1 minus 3. So minus 3 equal to minus 3. Verified. This is the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Whatever the values, whatever the zeros are there, those zeros I am taking, let alpha, beta and gamma. So sum of the product of any two zeros, that is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Gamma alpha minus, sorry, that is C by A. So alpha into beta, multiply here, minus 1 plus beta into gamma plus 3 plus gamma into alpha minus 3. That equal to, what is the value of C? Minus 1 by A. Plus 3 minus 3 equal to minus 1. Minus 1 minus 3 plus 3 cancel. Minus 1 equal to minus 1. That is verified. So finally, product of the zeros, alpha, beta, gamma, that is minus D by A. 3 zeros you have to multiply. Minus into minus plus, 3 1s are 3 only. Minus D value, minus of minus 3 by A value 1. 3 equal to 3. So here also verified. So now we can conclude that from this exercise, we learned till now how to find the quadratic polynomial when they give two zeros, when they give sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. That is the second model. And first model is when they give zeros, and second model is when they give sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Okay, and third model is relationship between zeros and coefficients. For quadratic polynomial we have seen. Now this is the cubic polynomial, a relationship between zeros and coefficients. So in cubic polynomial or quadratic polynomial, if they did not give the zeros, we have to find the zeros by using factorization method. In the cubic polynomial factorization method already we have learnt in 9th class. So, and let us take alpha, beta, gamma. In this way only, if you verified, then you will get the full marks. Okay, hope you understand this exercise. And download parabola graph is also you understand. Thank you one and all. In the next session we'll see about the division algorithm. Already in the first session I explained there are 4 exercises. First exercise only introduction of the polynomials. Second exercise is graph of the polynomial. Third exercise is the relation between zeros and coefficient. And fourth exercise is only division algorithm of a polynomial. Already you have learned in 9th class. That is very easy topic. very interesting topic and very easy topic, and we'll get full marks from this chapter. Don't leave the chapter. Definitely if you do practice from this chapter, you'll get full marks. Thank you one and all.